Hello everyone, it's me Andrew, I'm back and I thought I'd do a bit of an update just to see what's been going on with me, what's been happening with my brushes with burnout, and also to talk about what is going on with We Are Not Alone and how things are progressing. Now I hope you have had a really good holiday period, hopefully even been able to take a little bit of a break, had a happy and safe New Year's, but I will stop rambling because there is a lot to talk about. So let's get going. If you haven't yet checked out the Steam page and wishlisted We Are Not Alone, there's a link in the description to do so. You'll get notified as soon as the game becomes available. So first things first, let's quickly talk about the backer merch. So anything from the Indiegogo campaign, if you did back physical products, has been sent out. And as you can see here, I even ordered some extra things such as tote bags, and they're really good. I just wanted to see what other products this company could do. And yeah, I'm really happy with everything they've produced. I'll put a link down in the description as well to someone who unboxed. I say someone as Deadguard, an absolute awesome person. You should check them out as well. But they did an unboxing and they were super happy and agree that the t-shirts are super comfortable. If you're interested in any of the items that I've shown today, please let me know. I might make them available. There will be slight differences in the designs, mainly on what's on the back because that was backer exclusives. But I would love it if you could let me know if you'd like any of these things, and I'll see what I can do about getting them to you. I feel like I should talk about something that came up just before Christmas. And this is something I discussed back when I was doing game dev topic videos to try help out other indie developers. And this was the idea of basically taking breaks, taking little holidays, and I wish I'd listened to my own advice sooner. I realized just before Christmas that I was stressed, and not the normal levels of stress, I mean insanely high levels of stress where my brain would just not stop ticking over. I was losing sleep, I was consumed with thoughts of the game, and I just could not stop thinking about how much had to be done before the release date that I'd basically kind of set in stone by launching the Indiegogo campaign. It was possibly the last minute before my brain flipped over to full-on burnout mode that could have put me out of commission for more time than I did take off over the Christmas break. And it was during one of my meditation sessions. I do them daily now and they are really helpful for clearing your brain. But it was during this that I realized my brain just was not stopping. I couldn't stop obsessing about the game, and I realized I needed to take a break. So I decided to over the Christmas and New Year period. I took, I think, 11 days off. I was still doing a little bit of marketing here and there, but I decided to take time off and just not think about the game at all. I'm one of those people that when they start working, they get super productive, but also super obsessed with what they're doing. And that can be a problem. I forget to hydrate. Sometimes I even forget to breathe. I'll just be working so hard on something and all of a sudden I just gasp this massive amount of air because I've been so hyper focused I've shut off everything else. Now that is not good. That is really not good. But it means you are super productive, but it is really bad for you. But yeah, projects can absolutely consume me, and that's something I'm trying to get better at, but it is a long, painful process to be able to pull yourself out of there and do something that is not in your nature. Not taking proper breaks or even proper holidays can be really detrimental to getting anything done in the long term and can also completely break you. So I made the conscious effort to not think about the game until January 1st. Made a point that if I started thinking about it, I would write it down or just work on trying to let it go. I finished everything I needed to that I was currently doing, such as the Christmas message that I put up on Twitter, which I was actually really happy with. You can see it here. But then I just made sure to stop, to make sure I took time to relax, time to read, time to play some games, and just not think about We Are Not Alone. It was absolutely great. It is now the 1st of January here and I'm making a new video. You can see in the background I've been working on the game and I'm super excited and recharged to get back into things. So where to from now? What is happening with We Are Not Alone and what is my plan? Well, a lot of the game is kind of done. The backbone stuff is good to go, but not all of it by any stretch of the imagination. There is still a ton of work to do before I hit that release date. The story, the plot lines, the puzzles, everything is basically there. A lot of it is already coded in, and what I'm working on now is setting up all the extra conditions room by room, so when you go into it, it then triggers those events and puts in any special dialogue that needs to be said. Once those are in, it's really a matter of just testing, getting the script finalized, getting the voice actors to record their lines, implementing that, implementing the sound and the music, and it's all good. I think it's actually getting a lot closer than I thought before I took my break. When writing the script for this video, and yeah, I write scripts, I need lines to go off. I'm not that great at ad-libbing. When I do, I usually go off on a little rambling thing and you never really know where I'm going to be heading off to, and then But yeah, when writing the script, it actually gave me a lot of hope that I can still probably make this promised release date. And there's a few reasons why I really need to hit that release date, apart from, obviously, making you happy. But the core of the game is done, a lot of the environments are done, and it just seems like it's the last probably, 10 to 20% of getting everything else done and just putting all the pieces into place. But that does not mean it will hit its February release date, so let's touch on that for a little bit. So for the Indiegogo campaign, I said February, right? Now, fingers crossed, it is still going to be February. That is what I'm aiming for, but from what happened the other day, I'm not going to kill myself or destroy my brain to hit it. I'm aiming for it, but we'll see what happens. I also said in the campaign that late 2023 was when the game was originally meant to be released, with Feb being basically a backup date if I couldn't hit that target. Now that's one thing that I've learnt a good lesson from, and that is that I did the Kickstarter campaign, when was that? That was what, June or something? And then I used the exact same release dates when I was launching Indiegogo campaigns much later on once the Kickstarter had failed. I should have revised those dates and just reduced a bit of pressure on myself, but I still feel that I can hit that date. We'll just see what happens. Hopefully by me doing more videos like this and explaining what's going on, if there is a bit of a delay, it'll make much more sense. But there is another reason why I'm very much hoping that I can hit that February release date. And that is that I have applied for another round of government funding. Not for We Are Not Alone, but for the next game that I'm not gonna say anything about right now. But it's the idea I was originally going to make instead of We Are Not Alone, and I feel it has quite a lot of promise. So that funding will be announced mid to late February, and if I get it, it would mean crazy things for me as a solo studio. It would also mean that I would have to begin production on the next game weeks basically after getting the announcement of that funding. But that doesn't mean I want to rush We Are Not Alone in any way. If there has to be a delay for We Are Not Alone past February, I will continue working my ass off on it in order to get it out in a quality that I would expect to receive it in. I have worked so hard on this project so far and for so long that I do not want to be releasing a broken, buggy mess that gets absolutely dumped on because of those reasons. I can get dumped on for other reasons, that's fine, but yeah, I just don't want to release anything crap. I don't want to release anything rushed. Alright, time to introduce the new Riley character model. No, I'm kidding. The character models are finalized. I'm not doing that again. There's no more graphical upgrades. There's no more new character models. I just couldn't resist dropping that in there because it seems every time I was doing a new video for a while, it was, hey, look at this shiny new character. Yeah, that's all finalized. That's not changing. Changing that stuff now would be cause for a delay. So no more new Rileys. We're sticking with Riley as is. So you might have noticed, I'm using my Mac. I'm not using my big PC, and also I've switched the camera around a little bit. Now, the reason for this is that yesterday, on the last day of my holidays, I decided to play The Outer Worlds. It was free on Epic Store, and I was really excited to play that. I played it when it first came out, and I was just really excited to kind of get into an Obsidian RPG again. Played it for a few hours and was just like, hey, I'm really enjoying this. I'm enjoying running around, the shooting, the conversations, and then I thought we had a blackout. I thought the power had gone off. No, turns out my PC just died, which was really unfortunate timing, to be honest. But the thing is, it's either the power supply or the graphics card. One of those is super cheap to replace, the other is not, so I've ordered the cheap part and we'll see what happens. But yeah, amazing timing. The day before I'm due to start work again. Thankfully, I've got my laptop, I can work on that, that's fine, but I'm bringing this up mainly because I want to talk about backups. If you're a developer and you're not using version control or a decent backup system, please do. I back up twice a day. I back up when I go to lunch, and I back up at the end of the day to make sure everything's good. I wish I could back up more. I probably should, because that computer dying just kind of destroyed my belief in technology working again. As I was just saying about losing my faith in technology, my phone mid-recording said, hey, you're out of storage space. But as I was saying, please look into version control. Please look into doing proper backups. Unity has its own built-in version control software, which is really good. It's what I use. Unreal has got some you can use. Godot has some stuff you can use. Whether you're using Git, Tortoise, whatever, something, just make sure you are backing up. Because if I didn't back up to the cloud a lot, it would have taken a lot longer to get my project data off this PC. And thankfully it's not a fried hard drive or something like that, in which case I would have lost the entire project. So yes, back up, use version control, put it in the cloud so you can easily just bring it back down and get back to work. One thing I'm really thankful for is that the computer didn't die today. As much as it was annoying that it did yesterday and I couldn't play the game I was actually enjoying, imagine today I was midway through recording this, or I was midway through working on an important part of the game, and then it just crashed and wouldn't turn back on. That would have ruined my day. But still, got my laptop, I can work on stuff. We're all good. Alright, so hopefully that was a nice little entertaining rundown on what I've been up to and where We Are Not Alone is currently sitting, which, by the way, if you haven't wishlisted, please go to the Steam store page in the description and do so. I would really appreciate that. But I think it is time for me to sign off for this video. Thank you really for watching. I'm sorry there's been a big delay between these videos. It was all part of just the stress levels. So hopefully we're back to something a bit more consistent. I am very hesitant to actually set up a schedule of when these will be coming out, but thank you for coming back to watch this one, or if you're new, thank you for dropping by. And until next time, stay indie. See, I promised, someone commented that I forgot to say that. I thought I would just say it again because I like that catch line, but I did promise them that I would say it twice. Stay indie.